Hi guys, Joel here from Top Mid, and today I'm bringing you a video on the new Nuke. This map came out with the new operation, and I just wanted to walk through a few sort of tips and tricks that I've found whilst playing the map since its release about 6 days ago. I think it's a really cool addition. The only few things people have been saying about this map is it's not that well optimized, but as you can see, it's a very nice, colourful and bright and modern looking map. So that's going to be harder to run than what the original map would have been, which was much more simplistic. So I guess one of the first things we can talk about this new map is one of the improvements. You can see on the map in the top left, the green section, that's where you spawn. So you used to spawn sort of way back here. There used to be a weird section around here where you could kind of hide. Gladly, and this was one of the suggestions, the spawns have been brought forward. So you spawn around this sort of area, even as close as sort of here. This means when you're running in, there's less time spent until you actually get into sort of some action, or you can climb up here or whatever, or head into radio, which is a great addition. I'll show you as well if it's no clip for all this. This is CT spawn, so where I am here. So you used to again spawn sort of back here, this sort of area. Now you spawn around here. So again, you're pretty much getting into the bottom of hell here. Going up into heaven, down into ramp, whatever. Doing that a lot faster than you used to in the old maps, which is really good in my opinion, because you wasted, I think, a good 10-15 seconds per round just sort of running, and over maybe a 30 round game, that's a lot of time. So I'll head back to T-spawn. What we'll talk about then first, I thought, I've got an AK, cool. So you've got this ladder here. Nothing particularly new here. This takes you up onto the roof. So from here, as was familiar, instead of it being sort of a hatch, you've got this covered area now to get down into lobby. Similarly, this is one of the biggest changes and one of the most controversial changes for a lot of people. So you've got this silo, nothing new. Now this jump is a lot easier than it used to be. It used to be sort of quite a tough strafe jump, or you had to do sort of a boost to get up onto silo. Not anymore. So there's two ways to go up. You can come up this ladder, run up these steps, and do a very easy crouch jump, but you don't even need to crouch jump. Get onto here and pop some heads. Instead, you can do this way if you're a pro. Come up these. You can run, bunny hop off this. Oh, I overshot that. I'm going to try one more time, because I want to do it, but probably won't. You can bunny hop off of this. You don't even need to bunny hop, whatever. And then climb up the pipe and get onto silo. So that's if you're feeling a bit more confident. Yeah, so that's that. Some people like it, some people didn't. Now, let's talk about what you can kind of see and access, and what you've got to look out for as a terrorist when you come up on silo. So you don't really want to be stood here, because on the new Nuke, there's lots of places you can get shot from. There, 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 there. Maybe even there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, sort of 5 areas you need to look out for. And that's quite worrying. If you're a terrorist up here, you're very exposed. So what you want to do is maybe come to sort of the back side. Got a lot less to worry about. You can crouch at the back here. See if anyone's pushing this outside sort of catwalk area. See if anyone... Normally you have an AWP or something in garage. Someone might even run around or whatever into secret, so you got to look out for that. Particularly, this is a very good spot to get a pick as a CT down here where my crosshairs are now. Go down here. As you see, you get a good view up onto silo. So people quite often hold this angle with an AWP on the new Nuke. So you need to look out for that. So pushing down into here. Again, garage, same sort of spots. Now it opens up here. And what is quite amazing and what's very different on this map I've found is this section out here gets this gets a lot more action than there used to be. So quite often you'll find yourself in gunfights in this sort of position. Never used to really happen on the old Nuke. Sometimes you'd be in hell and you'd be sort of holding this angle, but never really all the way back in what was considered sort of CT spawn. So the reason for that is, as a CT, people can push this outside section here very, very easily. Just simply by going up onto silo. And as a T, you've got to come around. You've got heaven, you've got this spot here, which I'll talk about in a minute. You've got hell, so people can shoot from underneath. Even they can come out of main and shoot at your legs, anything like that. Garage, really got to look out for that. CT spawn, again another big thing to look out for. And here, mainly heaven, there's normally going to be a player up there. And certainly there'll be a player at garage, hell, anything like that. Or even in this sort of section here, behind these red boxes. So, the position I wanted to talk about as a CT is if you've got terrorists pushing this, you can either spawn in and maybe do like a pop flash to see if... how to flash yourself. Don't do that in a freaking competitive game, it won't end well. So you can see this sort of landed around this area. Didn't give the people here much time. So you simply, as you get to about this point, just right click. It's not a very good flash, I haven't really practiced it. You could even do something like this. And that would work quite well, that explodes here, pops them. So this is probably the best one. Just before you go down onto the steps, simply pop it off there. And then take out the guys here. Normally they'll be around this point if they're rushing fast. So don't pre-aim up there, probably pre-aim here. Could be up on there, could even be up here, using this as cover. Or they could be in the good old spot down here. Speaking about this spot, this is one of the least changed parts you'll see. So you've got garage here to look out for as you come through. Peek it there, peek it there. People will normally have AWPs, so it's quite often AWP duels, like they used to be in the old Nuke here. And then obviously heaven. So we won't talk about that too much. Not much changed. Not heaven, sorry, outside rafters. So yeah, as a terrorist, if you're pushing this section here, one of the main spots that I found, and I haven't really seen that many other people using this spot. So as a CT, you can run in here, jump up onto these, and come into this spot here. The reason this spot's really powerful is this is, as far as I'm aware, yeah, you can't wallbang through this. So, yeah. So what you can do, like I was playing a competitive game the other day, had a deagle, it was on an eco round, and I was just holding this angle, waiting for them to push this outside area. So I had my deagle, just one deagle like that. They can't expect it. It's a very hard spot to pre-aim, and they'll normally... God damn it, why did I do that? They'll normally be camping sort of... they'll be pre-aiming this heaven area, or worrying about this or hell rather than this spot. So you can surprise people, pop out there. Another reason I really love this position is if you're crouched in this position, you can't be seen from these outside rafters. Say your guy garage goes down. You've got eyes on outside. You can see if they're crossing to go down secret. You can make some sort of call out. You can even peek it a little bit, get a shot off, or you can very quickly peek out like that. I really like this position. Haven't seen that many people talk about it or use it, so I thought that was quite cool. And yeah, and obviously you've got slowly taking damage. You've got this outside garage. Now this is a bit of a bitch to hold now. So you've got silo to worry about. You've got outside. It's so much easier to get on silo. So normally you could just pre-aim this without really having to worry about this. Now you got to really worry about the outside silo, rafters, all that. I don't want to spend too much time talking about that though. Mainly I want to head around to the bomb sites. That's where the biggest changes are. Balls it up. So, as you come around into heaven, normally you could just chill here, not have to worry about people pushing you from behind. But now because of this, as a player, as a CT in heaven, you've got to worry about all this. So as you probably all know, this section can't be accessed if you try strafe jump into this. I don't want to do it because I'll die from fall damage. You'll basically get blocked in full, so don't bother doing it. Quite interestingly, bomb can now be planted on top of the silo. It's a really good spot to catch out the CTs. So you could also get your teammate to plant it there. You could chill in heaven. If they're retaken through vents, main, anything like that, they're going to have a hard time looking up there. So you can sit all the way back there. Yeah, it's just a really good spot. If you've got the time and sort of the position is right that you can get a plant up on these, I think it's worth the risk. Obviously you can plant in this spot and then around the front. So this side of the map not to change. You can just run around like normal. It's very easy to jump up onto this, I think it's called blue or something, or hut. This position's alright. I actually chose to sit here a few times, mag 7, staring down at Squeaky. Got a few kills off of it. It's worthwhile. This part of the map is relatively unchanged. It's probably, along with ramp, two of the most least changed parts of the map. You've only got one vent now, as probably many of you are, and if you press E on these, you can open and close them. Not too sure how many times that will come in use, but yeah. So heading around to the ramp area. This part again is relatively, which is some quite nice sort of artwork going on. I really like this area in terms of the way it looks. Got some cool arts and stuff. So interestingly, you've got a ladder here. You can't access up there. You can, however, be boosted up onto these, and so it's just a one-man boost, I believe. You can sit up here with like a mag 7, P90, P250, whatever. Catch people off. Particularly if you're in this back corner, you're very, very hard to sort of be pre-aimed. So it's not like on Cobble where you could come around and like go like that. You can't see shit come around there. So if you sit in this back corner, it's pretty effective. This corner's sort of much more open, so I wouldn't really bother with that. As a CT, you can hold this angle. You can sort of jump up and boost and get a headshot and whatever. Or the most common spot is, of course, this sort of gap here. That'll just be hard scoping out of an AWP. So as a CT, if you're going to be, sorry, as a T, if you're coming around pre-firing, you really want to be pre-firing that sort of spot there. It's probably the best option. Slightly above that, because I'll sit like this. So yeah, just sort of above this box here. Ramp is relatively the same. Bombside B looks all new and fancy. This corner's the same. Actually, even more powerful than it used to be, because you've got a door there, door there, door there, vents there, only one side the vents, and the room up there, before people will normally check this spot. So you have to watch vents. You can kind of be sort of hidden here. If you're a T sat in here after plant, it's really powerful because people are going to check all these sort of spots. So coming down the ramp, you've got this, which is now toxic. And when I first played this map, I didn't even notice this room. So it's a really cool little room, I think. Some people don't like it, but I do quite like it. Interestingly, there's a really nice wallbang. If you're a CT and you think there might be a guy camping in toxic, you can wallbang through these and you sort of hit down into these spots here. Because most players will sit there if they're camping toxic. And similarly, if you're a CT and you think there might be a T hiding in there, I tried throwing through the glass. It doesn't really work. The nade sort of lands around here, so it's not too effective. So really, you should pop the glass. It's not really going to affect. Just careful they wallbang you, so maybe stand back here. If you chuck a nade like that, just bounce off there. Lands perfectly in the corner and it's going to nade them. Make your life a bit easier. Even better if you've got a Molotov, or you can sort of fucked it. But yeah, you flash or whatever. But if you got a molly, chuck it off this spot here, and they'll be burnt alive. And then you could just sort of try and wallbang them or whatever. That could work. Again, you can plant on top of the silo, like the shit, like that. That's pretty effective, because if they come through here, they're gonna have to run around and like do some crazy stuff to try and get the defuse. And you've got this area here. Still not sure what this room's actually called. Decontamination. Oh, actually, I think some people start calling it deco or decon or something because of that. So as you come down secret, you'll see that you've got this wider sort of section here. Be careful of people camping up here or in this corner, or even if you're a CT, there could be terrorists camping up here waiting for you. So as well as checking outside, it's good to just sort of get a little peek on that. And then similarly, as you come around here, You got the vents. That way's up. There's no longer a vent there. Blocked off there. These can be open and closed like the ones up the top. And then obviously popped. But the more popular route into the site now is through decon. Don't actually know if that's the official call out or whatever, but oh shit, it says decon in the top left. Holy crap, didn't even notice that. So you gotta be careful with this room because they can plant here. Wait for the plant, and then so if you're a terrorist you can wallbang that, or if you're a CT you just got to be careful when you're defusing of people opening this door and taking your head off. So yeah, there's not too much more to say about decon apart from I think it's a really great addition to the map because it allows you to, instead of just having the vents or the main door, there's another route in for the CTs to watch. And as a CT, I don't normally spend much time holding this area. I tend to hold the outside sort of yard area. So as a CT, I'm not sure what the best spots. Obviously, if you're playing ramp, you can come down and you've got pretty good sight of vents. That area there and decon. You've got to be careful with toxic. Yeah, not too sure what the best way to hold this is CT. Yeah, I haven't really explored that. Maybe from observation or whatever it's called. Up here. Also, quite interestingly, I believe, yeah, so you can plant anywhere on this glass. So even in as far as in this corner here. Yeah. So this is a really out of the way. And I saw a guy plant here. I was like, what's going on? So what a terrorist could do, plant the bomb right here. And they could go sit in here. Put their crosshairs sort of middle of the door. Wait for the defuse noise. Spam you through. Also, they might even put a little hole in the door. It's a bit obvious though if they're putting holes in the door. You know where they are, but yeah, that gives them a sight through. Then, lastly, I'll talk about the outside area a little bit because this is the biggest sort of change in my opinion and what allows this map to be much more balanced. And I have found it to be pretty balanced. Key thing. You can hold this area with an AWP. I wouldn't really advise peeking this with the AWP. I think AWPers should try focus on this or this. I wouldn't, in my experience when I've gone for this peek, I've died. So I'd advise like having like 2 players playing outside. So one in garage and one up here maybe. This is what we're sort of trying out. And it seems to work. One here, because if any players are pushing you aggressively and they know you're AWPing in the garage, they'll often be walking around the corner like this, pre-aiming, so you can peek it or whatever and try and kill them. And then the AWPer in the garage only has to worry about this lower level if they're far enough back, or if they're in the higher levels. As a T, they can't really kill you. But if you're playing as a CT up on these higher levels, you just have to worry about up here because your AWPer can cover that. And I think, yeah, sticking a rifle up here is better than an AWP because of the close quarters. So yeah, that's just fairly quick, trying to get through it. So I know you guys don't really want to sit and watch that for too long. Because you could talk maybe for a good hour about all the different spots. Like there's various strafes and stuff. I'm probably too shit to do it, but you can go there and onto there and stuff on this map. I'll link a guide to that in the description. But yeah, I don't want to talk about it for too long because you could literally sit here for a good hour and talk about all the different spots on this map. Personally, I really like the map. I love the way it looks. I think they've done a great job. And tactically, it's a great map. I think it should go into competitive play, personally. I think it's good enough. It's well designed enough. And what I've always liked about Nuke is there's such a good range of close and sort of longer rifle wars, or whatever you want to call them. There's a range of different gunfights going on. So even here, like you can see the range up to heaven. It's like the entirety of, I don't know, mid on Dust 2 right there, just in one section of the map. And then you go into A and it's like your standard close quarters affair. So I really like that about, I've always liked that about Nuke, the range of different gunfights you can have. So yeah, I've been Joel from Top Mid, and thanks for watching the video. See you in the next one.